Greetings, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Burning Questions, where we're going to talk about our last game of London's Burning, World of Darkness in general, and if anyone has any questions, we'll probably try and attempt to answer them or sidestep them as a politician. Joining me this week
It'll still be amusing.
is, of course, the gorgeous, the amazing, slightly furry-chinned Noscavian.
Why, thank you.
Also joining us is the also slightly furry, gorgeous, amazing Groundhog. Also joining us is the other gorgeous, amazing, elegant, perfect, not furry-chinned Ms. Harps.
I was say because Tavi is furry chinned.
I know,
Different.
I keep thinking he's going to introduce Tavi.
And last but by no means least, our latest addition to the Coterie and the Chronicle overall is, of course, the gorgeous, the amazing, the stunning Tavi. Furry-chinned.
Awoo. Awoo to you too, Shiver.
Awoo. I think that's the first time I've ever said that. So, how is everyone? You stick two fingers in,
Good.
put it around,
I'm-
spin it. That's a terrible way to do foreplay, Miss Hearts. It's not going to make you any friends.
Alive.
Especially
That's how
doing
I
that.
am.
Oh, she's taking a call. That makes sense. I didn't see the phone. I was just confused.
Sorry, what?
Nothing?
My liquor is being delivered.
Excellent.
Ooh. What's on the order?
Sake to go with the sushi.
Nice. Man, I wish I could get that delivered. I live in the middle of.
You don't have to.
I can say
Oh.
fuck, right? I already did. I live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah, you can say. I think you can say that. I don't know if you can say cunt or not, though.
Oh. If
Can
not,
you
we
be
can
cunt?
say see you next Tuesday.
So, last game, all sorts of revelations and things happening. Tavi,
Yes.
as our newest member, we'll start with you. What is it? Well, first of all, was this your first time playing VTM ever?
No, but it was my first time playing VTM with a group that actually knew how to roleplay, and yeah, the only other time I played VTM was when I was in high school with a bunch of teenage boys that weren't exactly good at roleplaying.
Ah,
So that barely counts. Oh no, wait, there was that group Kitten and I were with briefly. I think we only did the one night. And we're not friends with that group anymore, so whatever.
oh, fair enough. So, what did you think of? You know, because at least new version. What did you think? How did you find it?
The game or the role playing?
Either, both.
Definitely a lot of what I missed from you remember postcards.
Yep.
I missed postcards.
I don't.
We'll have to tease you about it more then.
Oh God,
Um,
it was the amount of work doing it that I'm. Yeah.
oh, I remember that. What else? It was fun giving Xavier a hard time. Maybe too much fun. That was amusing. Had a bit of time just kind of feeling out who Ricky is. She seems to be turning cat.
Quite ironic, considering you're
I
a
thought she
fox.
was-
Well, a wolf. Sorry.
Well, how?
I thought she'd be tuning mongoose.
Well, we haven't met a snake yet.
Thank God.
That'll be an experience if that ever happens. To see what happens.
It could happen.
It could.
But did you have fun?
I had quite a bit of fun.
Good, good. Any highlights or anything from the previous game stand out for you?
Just how now like Ricky's concept of Ricky's concept of what it is to be a kindred and the beast and hunger and all that is now probably kind of tied up with her encounter with the white. And
Yeah.
then Isaac telling her, well, if you let yourself go hungry, you can turn into that. And that's now her first impression kind of the world of darkness.
Yeah.
Probably scares her more than the white did in and of itself.
You wait until you see what I've got planned for you this week.
Oh dear.
Some excellent RP opportunities coming up.
Oh dear. Which is, I think, where I have a lot of the fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll save the most gorgeous person till last. So, Ms. Hartz, what did you think of the last game?
I was expecting that. God, it was so hard not to join in. But I couldn't because the computer was half broken down because I moved last weekend. But I can't wait till Ricky meets Cedra or Cedra meets Ricky.
That'll be
I
interesting.
think she's gonna get a little different impression.
Yes, it's certainly the first female in the Coterie, isn't it? First other female, I mean, apart from Cedra.
No, Rhapsody.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Everyone forgets about Rhapsody.
I still want Ricky and Rhapsody to have some interesting conversations. Because
There's no Dolores this week.
No Dolores. Oh.
But so, because you were able to watch this time, Miss Hart, what impressions did you get? Any highlights or anything?
It was really cool being able to start at the beginning with a vampire. You know, because we usually start where someone already at the very least knows that they're kindred. So having to explain everything was super interesting. And really hard to just sit there and watch. Like, no, but I would say this, but I would say that.
Hello, Nazaniko. Groundhog. Because you're still finding your way with Rhapsody, trying to get in her shoes.
Yep.
How did you find the game? Any highlights?
I can't remember anything that happened during the game at the moment. I've just completely blanked on whatever happened last week.
Let's see. New Coterie member?
That's me usually.
I know what happened. I know we introduced a new Coterie member. We then went 4 to white, and then there was that section where we went and found a new murderer, and that was Chuckles.
Yes.
Who was a person I have no clue about in game.
Nosferatu Primogen. Oh, there's Tina.
Yeah. Well, might know that. But
Astrolight, for those who don't know, I think it's exclusive to Bloodlines. I don't think it's actually in the tabletop, is it, Noscavian?
Not that I can remember, unless it was at my first time hearing about it was Bloodlines.
Yeah, same. I've only ever seen it in Bloodlines, but it's a stupidly powerful explosive, more so than even C4.
We used it to blow up an orphanage.
Why would you do that?
Because they weren't orphans.
Yeah.
but I can't remember how I feel about different things that happened. I needed to talk more. That's the thing that I remember the most.
It's hard in the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, it is very hard because you've still got to find your character's footing. You know who your character is, what she plans to do, and things like that. And then you're put in the game and you think, oh shit, I haven't prepared for this. How is she going to react to this?
I have no clue what this is.
I did enjoy reacting to
Thrice.
Ricky
It's anyway. Sorry.
To Ricky coming in and my character just going, she's just going to try and do a normal thing. Oh shit, she's just responding to things being blunt. Oh well, might as well just be blunt.
Hello, Jolly Riot. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully this week, perhaps you should be able to get a bit more talking in. It's not quite as full on this week, in some ways.
Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. Noscavian, the most gorgeous one on the stream.
Thank you. It was good. I do really like Tavi's character, Ricky. Like she did a really good job playing like one who this is all new to her. She doesn't know what the hell's going on. Like just woke up. Like yeah, it was really good and fun to see her character being like anxious and stressed and kind of like dealing with all those emotions while trying to like learn. Because I mean, she's basically getting this dump truck load of information just dropped on her. Like, it's your life now. You gotta deal with this. That was really fun. The haunted house was a lot of fun.
Oh, good.
Isaac nearly got choked out a bunch, but I don't think any of the hands actually got him.
Nope.
But yeah,
Fall on a razor.
Yes, yeah, I did enjoy the haunted house and the white fight. White fight. That was really interesting. I did like the whole like siren song, the mesmerized trap. I thought that was really interesting, and I came so close to death in that fight. Well, not really death. I came very close to aggravated damage in that fight. Had I not had my fortitude powers, I may have died. Like fortitude kept me alive.
Yeah,
that was a fight.
That was a full-on, not nerfed white.
Yeah, that was pretty intense.
And there were quite a lot of you in fighting it, so yeah, that was pretty full on.
Yeah, and I don't remember if this was the last game or the game before, but I do like how Groundhog's character Ricky was giving Xavier some lip and kind of
Tavi's character.
Like
kind of feels sorry for Xavier.
like a lot of times, like, oh, okay, Xavier, you're right, but no, he was like, what? Excuse me? I'm not listening to you.
Whilst Tina is in the chat, I would like to know what you thought of the haunted house, because Tina was the one who said to me, it better be at least as good as the haunted house in Bloodlines.
That reminds me, I enjoyed blowing the head off that white.
Kaboom!
And my character now needs to go to a gun range to actually train how to shoot.
Although you do have Xavier in the party who can teach, I think. He set it up to start teaching Dr. Boyer as well. I mean, it's not a shotgun, but it'll do.
How does that work? For one person to teach someone else a skill, I mean, you still have to spend XP on it, right?
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to do the RP of being taught, but if you want to, I'll let you.
Yeah, that's something that's sort of up to storyteller discussion. I don't know exactly how it is in 5th edition if they were kind of easier on that, but I know in V20 sometimes they made a deal on it doesn't make sense for you to put spend XP on stuff you didn't even do. Like, it doesn't make sense spending XP on computers if you've still never touched a computer. Kind of.
I mean,
that's kind of where that comes from.
Oh, I got fast card with a jump scare
Mhm.
with the white screaming. Fun fact for you: the white screaming sound effect was from Pacific Rim,
Oh,
one of mankind's
interesting.
best movies ever.
Yeah, I did really enjoy the sound effects for the haunted house. It was eerie and creepy, and I kept trying to like listen to the whispers to see if I could hear anything. It was cool.
And the Nosferatu Primogen
Amon
is now
and
dead.
Sidra need to have a like duel, like a training duel.
Your swords
sword.
versus
Oh,
his gun.
sparring match.
No, Amon.
Oh, Amon.
Hold on. Yeah, with you guys could get like those wooden like training sabers or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I was thinking real swords, but yeah, that too.
Oh, yeah, I guess that works too.
We're vampires. We'll heal.
Yeah.
Amon and Xavier in a Japanese dojo, and there's just this, and they start doing slow motion fighting. Cedra walks in and just says, "What the fuck are you two doing?"
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Lightning.
Next,
So-
the Coterie is gonna get together, and we're gonna have like a blue bandana, a purple bandana.
Fastcar asks, "So when will Matthew Mercer be on London's Burning?" If we ever
Ask
get
him.
big enough. Yeah, if I ever get big enough with this group to be even close to approaching Matthew Mercer to ask him, I would ask him.
That'd be amazing.
But my first choice would be
He's
melee
such a
damage.
good role player.
Actually, basically, I would go through the list of various people from who are big names in VTM, and honestly, I would probably be tempted to start with Jason Carl. Oh, there's Stormy Winters.
Jason Cole would be good. Matthew Dawkins, Matthew Mercer.
Oh, Matthew Dawkins. If I ever could, Beckett. That man knows
Mhm.
Beckett intimately. If I ran a legit charity stream, yeah, that's true. That's true. Tell him you're his biggest fan. I'm not sure that line would work, Pascal. So, big revelation in the last game. The Nosferatu Primogen is dead. Miss Hartz,
Yes.
you have previously met the Nosferatu Primogen. Thoughts?
Yes. It's kind of weird because we got along with the Nosferatu Primogen, but there was a little bit of tension there too. Like he waited to call off the blanking.
Scourge.
Yes. Like he waited to call off the score, just like he was playing with us, toying with us, and just, okay, now come along with me. And we didn't take that very well. So it's one of those, it's like, oh yeah, he's dead. That's kind of a big deal. So it's more shocking than sad.
Yeah.
I want.
Or, Kalo's death's sad.
No. Kalo's dog's death was sad. Again.
True.
Kalo's death was just expected.
A little bit.
It was Kalo. Kalo literally has a. We now have a picture of Kalo on the toilet.
Yep.
Because Kalo.
I want to lobby and start a campaign to make Harry the new Primogen.
Oh no.
I'm with Tavi on that one. No.
Would Harry even want a position like that?
No.
Probably not. But to have
Yes,
all
it-
the excuse for Shiver to play Harry.
Oh, because
Or
you're so chummy with the Primogen.
It's true.
We would be if it was Harry.
Xavier's going to get rid of Harry. Oh no.
Oh, thank God. So,
Xavier gets rid of Harry. Someone else needs to pick him up as a contact.
I'm trying to think of how to
I'm-
ask this
I'm wi-
question without giving away bits. What did you make of the murder scene? That'll do. because you were just witnessing it. So did you have any thoughts going through it from all the bits that were found? I ask you this specifically because you are eating and your mouth is currently full of raw fish, and I thought that was a convenient time to ask.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't get the whole murder scene because I was also packing at the time. So I missed parts of it.
9mm?
22.
Oh, cute.
Just a cute little mini revolver.
Tavi,
Hmm.
new member, but I think it would be fair to say watcher. Even though I'm not sure. Are you familiar at all with the existence of the Nosferatu Primogen? Did you watch any of those ones?
I don't think I caught
There's only two of
that
them.
episode. That was you had
There was one where we weren't
Visitor,
broadcasting yet.
play Chuckles. You said.
That's right.
I think I
Yep.
missed that. Which is very sad. I haven't talked with Fizzer in a while.
Oh, you're missing. You're missing out. I'm trying to
Yeah.
convince him to make a new character and come back.
That'll be fun.
I'm not Malkavian.
Perfect
Would be-
Malkavian.
That's why I don't want Fizzer to be a Malkavian.
No, just mouse, please.
So, meta information, Tavi. Are you aware of what the Primogen is? Or are?
Vaguely, as like a council that's below the. I've been trying to comprehend Camarilla hierarchy. So, like the Primogen answer to the prince.
Yeah.
Everyone answers to the prince.
So they're okay. So in a particular region, you have a prince, and then you have a Primogen council.
Yeah.
I've been going over like different lore stuff. There was some stuff that almost suggested to me like sometimes the Primogen are the ones that have the authority to sire new kindred, but that didn't seem like that was a universal rule for every region. But nothing seemed like a universal rule for every region.
That's true. Every city is run differently. The Oxford Prince is very authoritative, I would say.
And I was catching through some. Why is this thing? Because it's weird. Was catching through some of the lore things that, like, the Primogen started out more informal, and then they became more formal over time. And
This
that
is
part of
making me think that the lore stuff doesn't cover the basics.
It gets it might, but it goes all over the place. I mean, I need to actually sit down with one of the ones that just talks about the Camarilla, which are the ones I've been getting into more recently.
I think there's a guy I think on YouTube called the Primogen. One of his most recent videos was on the Primogen.
That was the last one I was trying to listen to.
The basic idea is, hierarchy-wise, you have the prince at the top of the city, and then you have the Primogen just below the prince, and then, in theory, the Primogen are kind of like a senate, but the prince, it does vary from region to region, but ultimately, no matter what, the prince should have ultimate authority. But then there are weak princes that are just run by the Primogen Council. But the theory
And the
should
Primogen
be...
are typically like one Primogen per clan.
Yeah. And then I noticed there's like all this different stuff between the clans to where some clans get preferential treatment in the Camarilla and other clans are considered low clans, and there's a lot of biases and stereotyping going on, and
Ish. That's more of a Dark Ages thing when you had the high clans and the low clans. It sort of carried on into the modern nights, but not as a big deal. I mean, the Nosferatu will always be the Nosferatu and live in the sewers. For various masquerade-breaching reasons. The Malkavians are tolerated and will always just about be tolerated. The Ventru are always going to be right royal up their own arsehole bastards.
Got a rod in the wrong place.
The Sombra will always be treacherous bastards.
you
Also,
can
they're
never
gonna keep
trust
that strict upper lip.
But what did you make of the analysis of the murder scene, Tavi?
that. was kind of like a whiplash moment for Ricky, because all of a sudden she's going from the white, and then everybody just kind of going, okay, we're done here, and then off to another thing. And she doesn't understand what the heck was going on with all of a sudden Dr. Boyer saying, hey, we need to go over here. And then I just kind of got like, okay, there's both. Wasn't there like there was like both guts strewn around and ashes?
There
Or
were
like bits of
giblets.
Yeah,
Of
giblets.
flesh, mostly.
Right. So it's
And
like is it,
ash and blood.
so
And a dead rat.
and a dead rat, which she did make a mental note of the eating of the dead rat for later, but she probably won't remember that until she wakes up the next night.
Isaac found that rat exsanguinated.
Oh,
It's a joke. It's a joke.
but yeah, I didn't really get too much from it other than, okay, so they're like she's still confused about the ways in which vampires die, because she had asked about the ashes, and they had said, yeah, you can turn into ashes when you die. So she doesn't quite have a concept of, does that happen to vampires all the time? And if there are ashes and there are bits of flesh strewn about, then did they come from the same thing, or did they come from two different things?
She's asking the right questions.
With just being completely confused, because she doesn't know, do vampires always turn into ash, or do vampires only turn into ash under certain circumstances? She has no idea.
She should ask.
Yep. I've decided kind of her personality is going to end up being Curious Kitty and pestering with questions.
Ah, Dolores Mark II.
Yes.
But now
Which
party
during
member.
this whole thing, I was in chat going, God, I want to answer these. So I have a feeling Cedra's going to turn into general teacher.
Mhm.
Here, let me show you.
And you wonder why you were picked to be a sire.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing
Ah, the
I
sake's
kinda
kicking in.
I have kind of filed away in my mental notes is Ricky did notice that Isaac answered a lot of her questions very happily. So she made it. She has noticed that. She's also noticed that Xavier is a right asshole, but an asshole who probably is always going to be straight with her.
He's straight and he gets shit done.
And sometimes straight
Definitely
with
an
her means
asshole.
pointing a gun straight in her face when he's upset.
But he gets shit done.
You wait till you see what happens to Cedra when she gives in to her beast.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
I apologize now.
Fastcart said, highlight Ricky
Isaac's
being
just
the
a
first to
friendly
point
old
out a
man.
kindred can use a stylus on a smartphone.
I was kind of I did put multiple points into her tech, right?
I think so.
Because I was kind of thinking that's something she started figuring out quick on her own, is that as part of her work as a sex worker and an in-person sex worker, she knows how to, do. She's not a hacker. She can't hack, but she knows how to work with tech, and she can quickly pick up on like things that somebody with just a basic concept of tech. Because like I have a one of those conductive styluses. I was trying to teach myself how to do art. I can't do art. They're a thing in a Best Buy or a whatever you have in the vampire world shop.
They're a popular promotional product.
Yeah, that too. It's like so they're not an unknown thing. So kind of in my story with her, she has a tablet that she had been using to, instead of like owning a proper laptop or anything, she had a tablet that she would use to manage her social media presence, because, well, you kind of need that as a sex worker, and you just kind of manage it in, very discreet ways. And when she figured out she couldn't use that, she knew these things existed, so she went and she got one. So she had no idea that the blush of life existed, but she can figure out something like that. She didn't understand.
It was more
why.
like, this goddamn thing's not working anymore. How can I get it to work? Let's try a stylus.
So she got a stylus. And then then when she saw Xavier do it, and then they explained this thing, she's like, oh, wait a minute, that's why I couldn't use it. And now she understands that, oh, wait, these things could actually be useful to Kindred.
That's fair. I'm looking forward to when Dolores and Ricky do have that chat, because Dolores will be like, so what do you do?
It's like,
oh, you a hoe!
I'm a whore, not a hoe. Oh, balderdash.
Dolores doesn't know the meaning of the word subtle.
No. But it'll also
Just
be really
a
funny
side-
when she realizes that no one's that nobody is looking after Dolores' nutrition, and Dolores doesn't know how to properly feed herself, and then Ricky's just going to probably want to start taking certain things over, like feeding Dolores.
Dolores is just going to
We're
start
busy.
getting fatter
I
and
taught her
fatter
how to order
because
pizza.
Dolores will just be fatter and fatter because she just lives on a diet of Froger and pizza.
Which is going to really upset Ricky.
Just a side note, I just got done watching yesterday stand-up comedy. I can't think of the guy's name. Comedian. I think he was on. You know what? If I forget the shows, it doesn't. I'll look him up.
It's a comedian. That nails down the list. You mean Jimmy Carr?
Love some Jimmy Carr. Groundhog.
Yep.
Nosferatu, Primogen dead. What did you make of the murder site?
Well, this is my first actual sight of the cute little bunny that's ripping everything apart. So there's a lot of stuff thrown everywhere, and I am confused about that. Especially because it's a pile of ash as well. So that means something interesting to my character. Apart from that, I don't remember much. I need to go back and rewatch the scene. Because I was at that point, I was like, "We're gonna need to wrap this up, sir. We're gonna need to wrap this up." I'm just seeing in the background someone doing this. I'm just sort of like, I'm gonna stay out of the scene a bit because my character is not good at investigating at the moment, and as much as my character wants to, my character will probably just make the scene go longer.
Fair. Welcome, Tina. Noscadian.
Okay, so the comedian I was thinking is Kim Jong, and he has his whole skit about hoes because his wife's, I guess, family name was Ho or something like that. So he does this whole like spiel on, "Hey ho, yo," etc., etc. It was hilarious when you made that joke. It made me think of that. Okay, on to the important stuff. Yeah, the murder scene was really interesting. I mean, he was kind of gibbed a little bit. There were two different kinds of ash, and it kind of got me thinking: why do really old vampires turn into ash when they die? Wouldn't it make more sense for them to turn to dust when they die? Ash if they're burned by the sunlight, dust if they are too old. But I think sometimes it can be used interchangeably. It's just an interesting thought I had. Also, this is more related to the Ripper than anything. I had another thought. I've thought about the Ripper possibly being like a gargoyle, a gangrel, or something protean. I also thought about it being a flesh-crafted thing. I haven't brought up the idea of it possibly being what are those things called? Coopterans? That might be interesting too. Just a thought.
Chiopterans?
Maybe that's how you spell it. You'll say it.
That's a
Interesting.
thing? World of Darkness. I only saw that the first place I ever came across that term was the anime Blood Plus.
I believe Croptorin is some sort of like how Gangles can get like a bestial, like a war form almost with Protean. I think Croptorin was something Sesmisi could use to kind of take on a bestial aspect. But I don't think that's in V5. I think that's in V20.
There's no Zamitzi in V5. Full stop.
Exactly.
Did
Exactly.
they all get wiped out?
No, the Zamitzi are part of the Sabbat, and the Sabbat are currently in the Middle East fighting the Gehenna War.
Oh.
Tina! Welcome.
Hi.
Any past highlights from the previous game, first of all?
Chuckles died.
Anything that stood out for you in particular?
Still
Okay.
not, no.
Okay. You're a little bit quiet. Can you shout for us?
I can't be. Well, yeah, I'm talking quiet because I am exhausted
Oh, fair enough.
mentally.
What did you make of the haunted house? I want to know.
I liked it. I liked
was
it. Yeah.
Was it good enough?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I liked it. Yeah. Xavier wasn't too thrilled about it, but I mean, it's also just another fucking thing. Wasted our time. So like, oh, maybe I should have went through a realtor. Like,
The follow-up for that will be featured this week. But you are technically correct. It was not much good to the coterie. Great for Isaac, though.
No. Yeah. And like, I enjoyed it. I personally love stuff, but I RP a character that one is Bruja, and he's in it with some fucking Camarilla right now, and they keep wasting his fucking time. Like, he's got a sire to find and kill, and you all dragging him to fucking haunted houses so you can make out with a fucking white. Like,
Actually, I think if anyone made out with the white, it was you.
no, I know. You know what I mean, but it's just, yeah, like even with the doctor, this might be the only fucking time the doctor's been like, we need to go somewhere, and it actually have some relevance to anything. Everything else has always been either his agenda or it ends up being nothing. So when the doctor was like, we need to go there, Xavier's like, you've got to be fucking kidding me right now. So that's mostly his stuff. Like, yeah, quit wasting his time.
Fastcart says he apologizes for comparing the last session to Twilight, but it had that vibe with the Q&A. But there's no way to get around that. The Q&A when Ricky was basically like, so what's a kindred?
Well, also,
Yeah, but I think that's a good thing.
we got in fucking trouble for not teaching Amon. Roll that out there. We did. They're like, oh, you didn't do this thing we literally asked you to do. Like,
True. The Nosferatu
You're
Primogen
busy.
murder scene.
good riddance. I mean, I love Fizzer. But yeah, like now, especially now that like he's got a message from Harry, and Harry's just like, hey, this happened. It's crazy, right? So Xavier's literally like, good riddance. Like, you were a piece of shit.
Love Fizzer. Fucking hate Chuckles.
Yeah,
Good RP
and
then.
Xavier does not like after the incident.
For those unaware,
That's what I was bringing up.
For those unaware, the incident was when the Coterie travelled outside of the Oxford City territory boundaries, and the Scourge jumped them. Specifically, Armon and Xavier.
The Anarch and the Caitiff, the two non-Camarillas, and the Primogen sat there, did fucking nothing.
Until eventually
watched for a
said,
bit.
oh yeah, stop.
Yeah, and I was gone when he told him to stop. I didn't know he told him to stop, so he sat there and watched what happened. So fuck you. fuck you a little more because it's already kind of fuck you to most of Camarilla anyways. You know what I mean?
So what about the murder scene itself? Did you have any takeaway clues or anything from that?
I mean, other than this being the first time that we've had something tie back early in the game, we haven't had a scene where we've had ashes since literally, I think, the first murder scene we investigated. So I don't know what that means. Xavier pointed out we need to connect it because what happens if you die in sunlight? For one, are people left to die? Are they ripped to shreds and left to die? Or like Isaac just said, when they just straight up die, do they turn to ash too? So what little was left, if they were completely torn apart, probably turned to dust or ash.
Do we know how old Chuckles was?
You could probably figure it out because you did find the letter that said Charles Reese Pemberton on it, which, is his mortal name. Because he was meant to be Charles Reese Pemberton.
I mean, it's something we'll probably ask
Interesting.
Pandora too, because I literally asked her on the phone, "Hey, we got ashes. Do you want them?" And she's like, "Eh."
Can I
Last time
snort
we
them?
brought them to her in my hat.
True.
Born, for anyone playing at home, born in 1790. So, pretty old. Died
Old enough to
1840.
turn to ash? Yeah, I guess it's old enough to turn to ash.
I think it's meant to be related to age more than anything, consider how long since they were turned into
How long have they
kindred.
been dead? Yeah.
The longer they've been a kindred, the more likely they are to turn to ash. Because when you suffer final death, you turn into a corpse. When you go into torpor, you turn into the corpse. Fastcar asked, "Will the bingo cards be ready?" It's a good question.
We definitely could do bingo.
We're probably going to do bingo, but not just willy nilly.
Mm.
We'll pair that.
We do
in
have
the future with something else.
in
That would
mind.
be a good charity stream.
We are a charity.
True.
At the moment, we are a
True.
charity.
But we appreciate every one of our 13 viewers.
This is true.
13's the best number. Hey, Star Helix. VTM bingo to go with his 2020 bingo.
VTM bingo is less depressing.
It's been
Getting
a shit
started
year.
on 2020 bingo.
We won't. Don't worry.
I know too much about different things going on.
Escapism.
I went way too conservative on my 2020 bingo, and it's now I can't win it because it's just gone way too.
Fastcar, we can appreciate each other, okay? Come on.
I appreciate myself every night.
I appreciate everybody except for Fastcar now. How dare he?
Of course, Isaac would have a bingo dabber.
I'm ready for bingo.
Did anyone have that on their bingo cards? Because you can now mark that off.
That's funny.
So when do we play shuffleboard?
There is a bowls club in Oxford. At least one.
A what?
Bowls club. Now, that's one of the old
that is
people's
what you
thing.
said.
Yeah. Not bowling. Bowls.
What's a ball?
Yeah, bowls.
Club.
It's
What's
called
a
bowls
ball
here as well.
It's kind of what's that thing that the Canadians play on the ice where they, for some reason, throw a thing at another thing?
Curling?
Hockey?
Yeah, it's kind of similar to curling, except on
Yeah.
grass.
A shuffleboard.
Oh, is it?
With
Shuffleboard is similar to curling. With like a puck thing. You can knock other pucks off the board.
Similar, but balls.
big balls, heavy balls.
So they play with big, heavy balls.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
club
Black ones and white ones.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Black ones.
I believe the black ball is bigger than the white.
Oh,
I can't remember. I haven't played bowls. I've only
Oh
been
yeah,
around
bowls.
bowls
Sorry,
a
that's
couple
what we were
of times.
talking about.
You roll them down the grass, and yeah, it's an old person sport here.
Oh, you roll them in the grass.
Hmm.
Okay.
Nothing
I
quite
think I
like the
know
feeling
what
of
you're
grass on your
Without
balls.
Again, we're talking about bowls here, not your exhibitionist adventures.
I mean, I suppose old people might have that problem.
balls, not balls.
Demonstrate
Maybe a
again,
little bit
please.
of both.
Fast cards clipped that before.
Oh yeah, I remember that one now.
Oh,
Wait, it's
bowls.
bowls, not balls.
Bowls, yes.
Oh, it's
Oh, I thought it was
lawn
called balls.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now that makes perfect sense.
Lawn bowls.
Bowls. Okay. That makes a lot
That's
more
not
sense.
what I
now.
thought it was.
See, this is one of the reasons that we don't see Tavi's paws, because she would just be like this the whole
Oh.
time.
Oh, give me a minute. How do I do that again?
No, don't worry. You don't put yourself to any trouble. Any thoughts about it? By the way, if anyone has questions, please go ahead and ask. Anyone got any thoughts or anything for the past game before I ask the next question?
Where's the local shooting range in game?
Nope.
Apart from that,
I don't think Oxford has one.
I was gonna say, are shooting ranges a thing over there?
Yeah.
yeah.
For very, very posh schools.
Here we've got shooting ranges everywhere. But that's how you
have one either.
that's how you go about actually firing firearms here.
I know
Yeah.
somebody that probably
In
has
America.
one, but fuck you guys.
In America, if your yard is big enough.
There's that
Shooting range.
Tina
Mhm.
Xavier overlay again. Okay. Tina. Based on, let's say, the last game, do you have any new thoughts or theories on the Ripper?
No, not a
Oh.
fucking clue.
Okay.
But he has a lot more questions.
Hmm.
Well, because okay, we know it's old, right? Well, fuck, it just killed a primogen. Like, how did he get caught alone? Right?
Cottaging.
How did I put up what?
Cottaging. I'm
I
not
don't even-
explaining that
what?
one. You need to look that one up.
Okay, I'll forget.
Urban Dictionary.
Secondly, Chuckles is old too. So how about what? I mean, first off, he's Nosferatu for one. Why the fuck is he out and about? Why is he not dead in the sewer? Like, yeah, I got questions because one of my contacts is Nosferatu. I know enough about how they function to be like, what the fuck? And also, this guy is supposed to be supreme power, Right place at the wrong time? I doubt it. Something's going on.
Good questions.
Well, I mean,
Tavi,
Hmm.
because you've been following, we've never asked you, what theories do you have for Ripper identity?
Not too much, but what you just mentioned there, now I'm wondering, is it actually somebody that the Primogen would have known?
or not a vampire. I mean,
Well, I mean, if like Ricky wouldn't know this yet, but if it's out of character for Chuckles to have even been there, then why was Chuckles there?
it's out of character for Nosferatu.
Mm-hmm.
unless they were spying on something. But even then, they just wouldn't be out and about on a bridge.
I mean, even if they're
So-
spying, why would the Primogen be out spying? He's the fucking Primogen.
Right. Right,
Mhm.
right. There's just things that compound onto all this that are like, excuse me? Like, because you can answer one question, but then another one gets raised because of who it was in
Yeah.
a lot of different aspects. And the rat? Why the fucking rat?
Well, don't Nosferatu use their animal companions to help defend them too?
They can, yeah. Defend,
I
spy.
believe
They're like a tool. Why the rat? Have you not
when
seen
we-
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, Shredder's been
Turtle power.
Shredder's been COVID safe for 30 something years.
Very funny.
I
Oh
like that.
man, maybe Shredder's the Whipper. It's not the Whipper, it's the Shredder.
Oh, I
You've
see
been
what you
following
did
the
there.
wrong leads.
New suspect,
Samsonite
Oroku
swats,
Saki.
and I was way off.
Ms. Hartz, any new theories?
I'm kind of. I think I've had this idea for a while that it's Gangrel,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not like sold on that. One thing that worries me is if it is this Ripper is so powerful, it's taking down Primogen. Why the hell is our coterie investigating it? Are we
That's
bait?
another question now. That's another
You're
question
disposable.
Yeah, we're bait.
now. But it's not worried about us, obviously.
I mean, I don't know if it was ever just said out loud, but it was certainly meant to be implied
Tap
that.
his hands.
Hey!
Yep, I figured it out. Hi.
Hey!
Hi.
Pause. I'm sorry, Tavi has pause.
Basically, it's a no-lose situation for the Camarilla and the Anarchs, having, you lot look into it, because you'll either die or you'll find out who it is.
We'll find out who it is, and Pandora will get punished anyway.
Well, yeah, because it'll have been the Seneschal or some shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, it would be awesome if it's the Seneschal.
It's not, but
I know.
What if
That would require the
Well,
Seneschal
like-
to do something.
exactly.
what if it were like a vampire with true faith and just like using true faith to scorch somebody to ash?
Can vampires have true faith?
Yes.
Ooh.
It's exceedingly rare. It's rare amongst mortals. It's rare amongst vampires, I believe.
I mean, we did come across that one scene of the sheriff fighting with. We ever figure out what that was? An angel or something?
An agent of the Second Inquisition.
Angel, agent of the Secret Inquisition. Close enough.
I mean, kinda. To a
Never
vampire.
got to know his or her name, so might have been Angel. That'd be a stupid name.
Never trust an angel.
Maybe the agent's name was Jesus.
Oh no.
Oh,
New character's name is
Jesus.
going to be Angel.
Groundhog,
You'd play a good angel.
Yes.
any thoughts on the Ripper?
It's Tavi's character, Ricky.
I was actually
Literally
waiting to see if someone would say that.
powerful. Let's pick the brand new vampire.
Yeah. Yeah, it's clearly the new vampire. All these cases are just going to suddenly dry up tomorrow. It's going to be weird.
Yeah, well, that happened when we had Amon under supervision too.
Don't know. Is even though Tavi was embraced a few nights ago or whatever, recently, she was actually embraced by like a fourth or fifth generation vampire.
Oh no.
She was embraced by the Ripper, and then she killed it.
Shiver actually knows who embraced Ricky.
It was Oprah.
Ricky has no
Wait,
idea.
is it someone we know?
Did you say
No.
okra?
Oprah.
No, it's not someone you know.
Oh, it's not someone we know.
I know far too much about Tavi's character at this point. Know far too much about Ricky. Out of character, not in character. In character, I know shit all about Ricky. As for actual reasonable things, no,
Okay.
I don't have any clue.
Okay. That's probably the most sensible answer we've had today. Noscavian.
Man, I'm pretty lost with what the Ripper is. I know I've made suggestions here and there, but grasping at straws. The gangrel, someone with protean, some kind of were creature, opterin, a flesh crafted beast, like a
So leveling it
some
down.
sort of flesh crafted monster.
So leveling it down to
Gargoyle.
anything that isn't
I'm
mortal.
Oh my god, I just had a
I
revelation.
mean,
Oh,
werewolves are mortals.
they are.
What's your revelation?
If we were tying it back into something that we have experienced, we have had interactions with a Zamitsi before.
Yes.
That would tie a whole lot of things together.
Oh no.
That one's going in the bank.
The oh no, or
Just
Tie a whole load of
the-
things together.
Yeah,
Oh.
one of the things I was picking up from different lore things was how are gargoyles made?
we've already fought what we thought was the Ripper. It was a gargoyle.
I thought it was someone who was making gargoyles.
Someone who was trying to remake gargoyles but couldn't.
That's right. Yeah.
Gargoyles, for
But-
those who don't know, are different bits of kindred Frankenstein together.
One of the ingredients is gangrel.
Gangrel,
You basically
Nosferatu.
use like sesame seed.
Go ahead, Noxgavian.
Yeah, you basically use like sesame seed flesh crafting and Tremere sorcery to kind of flesh craft a couple different vampires together to make your what do you call it? Gargoyle. Yep. Yeah. Gangrel.
So they are
Nosferatu.
technically
I can't
kindred.
think if there's another one. Yeah, they are.
Nocavian.
That'll be a trip
that-
if Ricky ever finds that out.
No, I don't know whether Malkavian's actually part of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. But I'm pretty sure that gargoyles are now virtually extinct, if not extinct.
Sounds pretty horrible, even if they weren't,
I mean,
or even if they were.
even in the modern nights, they were relatively rare because at some point what was her name, like the mother of gargoyles or something, she more or less released the lion's share of the gargoyles and told them, hey,
Guineris.
you've got freedom now. Oh yeah, okay.
If Daenerys is the
kinda
mother
wo-
of dragons, Daenerys is the mother of gargoyles.
That's exactly
Okay.
what I was just thinking. Which came first?
She kind of
Gargoyles.
The chicken. Oh.
The
Ah.
egg.
yeah, because initially
that
all
answers my
gargoyles were created as Tremere's slaves. And then they were kind of released and given freedom, which the Tremere really didn't like. And after that, they just kind of became really scarce.
He's right, you know. So,
Typical Tremere.
you only say that because they cursed your entire clan.
Only.
They are
In-
usurpers.
In general World of Darkness news, Game designer Justin Akili has been rehired as brand creative lead. Who's Justin Akili, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. He was a huge influence on Vampire the Masquerade second edition, Vampire the Masquerade Requiem first edition, I think. But he go on.
Oh, I don't. I'm not familiar with VTR, so I don't know.
His most well-known contribution was basically shaping the entire Sabbat. So who knows what that means for V5? We might get the Sabbat back. We might not. But we might.
That could be really interesting.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if they brought him when to do the Sabbat.
I mean, we haven't had the player's guide yet. The big thing that was supposedly holding the player's guide back was, in fact, the Zamitzi. Because, what's the deal with the Zamitzi? I think they wanted to change the Zamitzi, but they didn't want to drastically change them, and they couldn't figure out a way to integrate the two ideas. But in saying that, I think it was in Chicago by Night, there was a revelation that Tokyo has got a camera of the prince that's Sabbat. No, that's not. It's Zamitzi. Which is weird.
Did they take a sabbatical? If only.
I pulled up a little bit about Justin Akili here. So you were right about the Masquerade and the Requiem. So he began his career with White Wolf in 1995, and he contributed as an author on numerous Vampire the Masquerade and Vampire the Requiem titles. And some other notable contributions he did was with Werewolf, Mage, Promethean, Changeling, and Ravenloft, if anyone's familiar with D&D Ravenloft. So there you go.
Good shit.
So old school Masquerade-wise, no one may know the answer to this question. So a lot of the books that I have that I dug out that I had originally bought for it back in the 90s doesn't mention White Wolf, but instead mentions Mind's Eye Theater.
Oh, yeah. That was the old name.
At what point did that switch over? Was that just V1?
I think it might have been V2 as well.
I think it was V2 that I played.
But yeah,
a lot of my books say Mind's Eye Theater.
It was originally Mind's Eye Theater when it was basically just Vampire the Masquerade, I think, and possibly Werewolf. Mm-hmm. And then they expanded and became World of Darkness, White Wolf. Their golden age was the 90s with Justin Akili. Because it was basically, do you play Dungeons and Dragons or do you play Vampire the Masquerade?
I mean, I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, so I play Vampire the Masquerade.
Mm-hmm. I play both.
I played D&D. Yep, same. In fact, funny off-topic story. I once brought a D&D guide to church.
I did that a few times.
Because my grandma let me. I only ever went to church with my grandma. And my grandma always let me bring a book to church to read during the service. And so I went to the books available.
Did you have to roll a willpower check before going into the church?
By the way, my grandma was Mennonite.
Oh.
So I brought a D&D book into a Mennonite church. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm going to burn in hell.
Ah, hey, Traven.
We've drunk all the rum by now, so I'm sorry.
I actually bought rum.
I had rum kakigori.
What's that?
It's like a slushy. Yeah, it's like a slushy.
Slushy but rum. That sounds interesting.
It does.
I don't really drink. I mean, I have half a glass of beer apparently every night now because the mother-in-law just keeps giving me beer, and I'm like, okay, cool.
It's better than rice.
No, still get
Let's
the
go
fucking
through that.
rice.
I want sake
But
now.
isn't Gohan delicious?
I'm confused on what you said. Can you repeat the question?
He said,
Isn't rice delicious?
Hmm.
tastes of
I
nothing.
don't have any sake.
Went to this
I just
restaurant the
prepared
other day.
cider and I probably shouldn't have it.
Went to this restaurant the other day, and I said to the waiter, "Get me the wine menu, and don't get all sake." I love that one. Thank you.
Mm.
There's got to be a match joke in there, but I can't work it in. Anyway, this week, some things are happening. It's going to be a logistics nightmare for me because we have
Oh,
not
no.
one, but two guests.
Ooh.
Anyone we know?
Yes.
Mm.
We specifically requested one. You didn't, but Xavier has been.
Oh,
Well, it's his goddamn job.
Well,
yeah.
it's supposed to be,
Oh yeah, we could.
but he's
Well,
not showing up for.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. We could say the name, right? Or do
Yeah.
we want to keep it a surprise?
Mo.
Go ahead.
It's Mo, yeah.
I
I'm
think
looking
it's
forward to
pretty
see-
predictable
Mo,
at this
yeah.
point.
That's
Second
He's
guess,
been
you haven't got a
absent
clue.
streams in
for
a
a couple
row.
weeks. Yeah.
That's two streams in a row where we've been like, Dolores, tell Mo we need to talk to his ass.
Who's Mo?
Yeah.
The bartender.
The bartender, Traven.
Mr. Lester.
Travis.
anyone else
I
even work at
thought
the bar?
I thought the bartender was what's her name? Dolores.
Dolores.
Dolores? Yeah, and
You already
then
had
she
one
was
bartender.
overwhelmed and not like sleeping or eating, so we hired Mo.
I know.
It is going to be really funny when Ricky finds out how badly that bar is managed.
Well, it was supposed to be better managed.
Yeah.
I put out help wanted ads. We hired someone.
I mean, for the record, your statement
this is
shows
up.
right there that the person we said to manage it sucks. So, yeah. It's
You
supposed
said you
to
wanted
be
more
better
business.
managed.
Now you have more business.
No.
We do
We
more
also have a
business.
bar manager that isn't managing, letting him do whatever he wants, and then trying to be like, I'm just stuck here doing this all the time. Like,
the business is supposed to run itself.
In Dolores' defense, she's not exactly really going to completely tell a kindred what to do. That's kind of what she's been bred against to do ever.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm not holding it against Dolores. I am holding it against Mo.
yeah, but she's also got at least 4 kindred backing her up. Like,
It's hard. I understand that.
I'm
But she
sure
also realizes
will
that she is basically
appreciate-
just a living Kit Kat.
Yeah, I'm sure Dolores will appreciate us avenging her after she's dead.
yeah, I like how Xavier gets shit for drinking, and the doctor's cool.
I don't
Dolores
think
is
we know
al-
that the doctor drank, did we?
Dolores is
We're
always
just
up
gonna
for being
walk
drunk from.
We got
In fact,
Maybe we
Cedra
should-
owes her. But Cedra has a conscience.
Ma-
actually the blood that Ricky drank technically would have been
It's Dolores.
That
whoa
was
good,
Dolores.
but she was a blood doll for a reason.
I see Cedra teaching Ricky how to take prey at some point.
Mhm.
How to
Ricky is already starting to come up with her own ideas, but there's a list of
Oh, but
things
this
that
could be
she has questions
interesting.
about. Well, okay. So how wild questions I have on my list of things for Ricky to start asking. How how do I get a new STD test? Because I need that for my work. Because that's
Mm.
how she's going to be hunting. And she had this whole lecture about, don't reveal that you're a vampire. Well, getting blood drawn probably would do that.
The doctor could help you
gonna
there.
Be,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But she needs a piece of paper so that she can show to clients.
You know,
that shows
you
that
know
she's
Xavier's
clean.
response to you. The fuck do you need a test for?
Well,
Kindred
she's,
can get sick.
That's
Be your
crazy.
be your own fucking employer. What are you reporting anybody for?
Because she's a sex worker. Clients ask about these things. Clients
Be your
want
own
to know.
fucking.
Xavier, the thing is, the clients ask like, well, are
Then
Got
my-
connections.
Isaac
We can
is
forge
your-
documents. We
Isaac's
can
your
forge
daddy.
documents. We have a doctor.
Yeah, we can forge
Yeah.
documents, but I mean that's
I
the thing.
literally-
That you can ask how to forge.
I literally had Amon's name.
Mhm.
Amon is ghosted. Amon is dead.
Right.
Like,
Well, ghosting
your
is
own
something
fucking
you can
boss.
ask about.
I mean,
But
would you
It
need?
makes sense. It makes sense for Ricky to bring it up and for us to go, "Oh, girl, we got you covered."
yeah.
and then she'd be like, okay. But yeah, she's
Would-
just going to be like
Would
you
Ricky
told
need
me
to
not
present
to reveal
the
I-
STD thing though, or would she just be like, "Yeah, hang on, I'll just go and get it. Let me turn off the lights and then just feed on you."
Yeah, like that's kind of
Hmm.
my thing. Is like, are you really? You're not having sex with these people anymore. For
Right.
one, that's kind of dangerous to be blushing a light that much, and you're just there to feed anyways. And when after you feed, as long as you don't kill them, they're kind of. So
They're kind
all
of
you got to
what?
do, is lure them
Ah!
to the point, and when they ask for the,
Right.
Super fast.
But
quick
it's
question.
You have much to
she's
learn.
a professional, so she will take that seriously, and that does feed into, well, how is she going to convince people that she is not a vampire? Well, here, look at this paper.
So this is where I want Cedra and Ricky to have an interaction because it's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ricky is a professional sex worker. Cedra's all bark and no bite. She only flirts. Cedra's a virgin.
Oh,
So, yeah, I don't think I've actually revealed that in game. But so Cedra just knows how to play people to kind of get them to string them along to be able to take their blood. So
Right.
I think Cedra trying to teach Ricky is going to be interesting.
yes.
Is she a
'Cause they're
virgin
gonna-
though? After the 2 orgies she went into,
All she did was drink blood.
Mm-hmm.
Cedra's a virgin.
They're
At
blood
the- at-
orgies.
at the Christmas party, the masquerade ball.
All she did was drink blood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oscavian.
Which those
Also, a side note: did Xavier suggest Isaac be a pimp? I thought I heard that.
Yes. Yeah. I absolutely
Really?
did. Because it makes more sense for the doctor to play that role, but it's just funny to have Isaac.
oh, you
I want
don't
to see
get
Isaac research what a pimp is and then show up one day in like a velvet purple suit and a cane. And
don't. Oh, and Ricky would be so pissed.
Because
I
the doctor
like-
already has a cane.
I
That's
like
true.
how
Like,
it was.
Excuse me. Am I dressed appropriately? I've been reading this manual.
Oh,
For
no.
Pimping for
That's what I'm
honkies.
expecting.
Oh, and Ricky would be so pissed by their lack of understanding of actual sex.
And you know what's great?
Anytime a character says they would be so pissed, it's perfect. It has drama, it has story.
Yeah, because vampires, we don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, she would
Yeah.
be giving them lectures about how pimps are abusers and
Like honestly,
that
at some
nobody
point,
likes-
Ricky's going to not care as much.
eventually.
Yeah. That humanity is going to go down.
Probably.
And so she's going to have a hard time when she looks at all these people and is so mad, and we're all just going, "Are you done?"
Yeah.
I like how it was like, did someone suggest Isaac be a pimp? And Ms. Haas is like, I need more fucking sake.
I just like how long it took for somebody to be like, wait, 10 minutes ago, hold on. Yeah, absolutely. Let's have Isaac, the pimp.
So,
Because guess what? If you don't do what I
I'm
say,
right.
if you don't do what I say, I melt you.
That would make Ricky upset.
Isaac walks into the bar and he's got the book under his shoulder and he's like, Ricky, you're my head bitch. I believe this is the technical term. It's like if anyone
That's a
could-
good way of. That's a good way to get Isaac punched.
With claws.
I want to see that.
I would like to see that too.
Is it called the bottom
Rick,
bitch?
If
Okay.
it's very clear that Isaac is being very awkward, she'd be like seething and going, "Who put you up to this?"
So I'm not gonna lie. When we were talking, when you were all new last week, and you were like, "Well, how do I do powers?" If we hadn't done what we did, Xavier literally was probably gonna grab you by the throat and put you up against the wall and put you in a position where you had to fight or flight. So you would have the beast would have come out, and you'd have been like, "Oh, this is what I can do."
And then
that
Xavier
is
would have been
actually-
wounded.
horrible, but good idea.
Xavier's way too quick. He would have been fine.
Of all the
What?
things that's a horrible but good idea. Of all the ways I've seen other people play the introduction to, here's powers. The most common one I've seen is people going, am I doing it? Is it happening? That's the most common.
I
but
played with this in my head, but Xavier was in war. Like, he knows what a sex worker is. Okay. Most of them don't like to be manhandled. Okay, you're a vampire now, and you're like, how do I do stuff? So I'm gonna bring your beast out. I need to piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what?
Xavier's good at that.
I mean, that absolutely probably, because I guarantee you would have rolled a frenzy check.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine, but yeah, you wouldn't have hurt Xavier. Just not like you think.
So
he's
I-
high in the things to dodge. So yeah, you would have been mad at
How do
him,
you
but I think
dodge when you're holding on to somebody.
how do you? I don't know,
he'd have to.
but melee you can dodge. I mean, same with range versus range.
I mean, it'd be grappling, wouldn't it? If you're holding on.
Yeah, she'd have to try to grapple.
Hmm.
You'd have like contesting grappling rules, I would, unless you decide to let go.
You'd have to get a hold of him though, and he's got powers to get the fuck out, to boost his strength and all kinds of stuff. Like, yeah, he's not a melee character, but he's built to withstand melee.
So I don't think this is. I'm really doubtful this is a scenario of Isaac being a pimp would ever be a thing. But just hypothetically, playing with this,
He's really
idea,
into this.
Okay. Well, hold on.
It's so funny.
If Ricky had a bad client, Isaac
Mhm.
has the ability to make a supernatural plague. So he could basically give them like a supernatural STD that's
Oh
potentially quite
no!
lethal.
Oh no!
It's like, oh, you misbehaved. Now you're gonna get super like either some sort of lethal herpes or lethal AIDS or something like that.
Sith phantasm.
Thought AIDS was lethal.
Great big brothers. Because Cedra also has the ability to hurt someone at a distance too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, don't worry. I didn't do that, by the way, Tavi. So it's okay. But if you would like to prepare, these are things that you may have to deal with in the future.
Talking of the future, where do you see Xavier going at the moment? Oh, we know it's a good one when he has to think.
I've been thinking about this, like, because I want other characters' stories to progress, but Xavier's doesn't stop, right? So most likely, like the Coterie hasn't heard from Harry, and there's a specific reason for that. I think some things are going to start to shift to where he's going to be using his contacts and stuff for himself for now on for a while, and in the back end be doing some stuff. So that's mostly going to be for Shiver, and I guess some meta for everybody else. But
I get the back
think-
end?
yeah, you get it from behind. So yeah, I think there's going to be progression that way. Personally for Xavier, so depending on what happens through all of that, his mood may change in certain ways. He's also probably going to be more anarch in the future.
I do have plans for the Anarchs.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, he had a fucking Toreador thrust upon his lap, and now he's got a Kid Gangrel.
Yeah, it would be.
Two
it would
Dories.
be
I think you'll find the technical term is cub.
He's quote unquote tired of this shit.
I think
And then
it'll be
Isaac
interesting
takes us to a fucking haunted house. Mother.
He was looking for some real estate. Xavier.
No,
Oh. Side note: this doesn't really matter or anything, but a good number of years ago, I actually I'm not a real estate agent or realtor, but I got licensed. It ends up it's hard to do part time. So I was really enjoying going house hunting in game because I've walked through houses before, just doing that as a character.
Hunting.
Yeah.
How many of them were haunted?
None, I don't think. Although
Oh.
I was in a house.
I've got some
that had a
sage
pool
over
in
there
the
to deal with
basement.
that, and
Oh,
some black
no.
salt.
I'm not sure you have the time.
It had a pool in the basement because so a lot of times agents will try to tell banks when they foreclose or repossess a home, hey, this home has a sub pump on it. You might not want to shut off the electricity. But the banks never listen. So they shut off the electricity anyways. And then if you get some heavy snow and that snow melts, then you get a pool in the basement. And that makes the value of the house freaking tank.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So the
Mhm.
effect
My
snowballs.
parents' house, the sump pump actually failed one time
Mm.
when they were away. So, yeah, pool in the basement.
Miss Hartz, where do you see Cedra going in the future and progressing?
This is hard to answer because we've talked some season 2 meta stuff.
As of right now, short term.
As of right now, I think Cedra's biggest personal problem is wanting to be a good mentor to Amon, but not knowing how. So this entire time she's like, I need to be doing something. What the fuck do I do? I need to be doing something. What the fuck do I do? Should I say something to him? Is he doing the right thing? A whole lot of self-doubt is going on in there and trying to reaffirm herself. And I think when she meets Ricky, it's gonna be a little bit of a problem in that it's easier to teach Ricky than it is Amon because Ricky knows so little. So there's going to be a little bit of a conflict there of her. She should be focusing on Amon, but it's easier to teach Ricky things type of thing.
Ricky loves to ask questions.
Cedra loves to answer questions.
Tavi,
Mm-hmm.
what do you see Ricky progressing? How do you see her going?
All kinds of bouncing around and being curious cat until she starts to learn more and more. And then the more I kind of feel it out how I feel about who she is, it's like she's going to get fixated on this idea of wanting to learn more and more and more. While at the same time, like at least for like the next couple of things, she's afraid of the beast in that she's afraid of becoming like the white, because that was her first impression, was the whole thing with the white being slain and then turning to dust. And then Isaac said, well, that can happen to you if the hunger overtakes you. And now she's not terribly afraid of things like the white because, well, they killed it, but she is afraid of turning into something like the white.
That's a
she's
good and valid fear.
So she's going to develop a lot of her desires around that. And at the same time, the more she learns about vampires, the more she's going to be like, I want to be able to be my own person and not have to deal with what all these other people want of me. She's okay being helpful and being friendly, but she hates being pushed around, because that's kind of like she won't. She occasionally make illusions like it'll continue to piss her off if Xavier says things, calls like likens a sire to a daddy, because she doesn't have any relationship with her parents since she was like 18. For all kinds of reasons I've got in the back of my head of how her story developed. Then dealing with just trying to survive, running into, the various stigmas that sex workers do. She doesn't like being pushed around. So the more she learns about the Camarilla, the more she learns about the Anarchs. Be interesting
Ricky
to see.
may
But
not
at the same
survive
time,
this
she
week's
wants to
game.
survive. What?
Ricky may not survive this week's game.
We'll see. She also
Always have a
wants to
backup
survive.
character. Didn't we have a thing where we were saying what we would suggest to people who have never played Vampire before? Always have a backup
character. The backup is probably a Nosferatu.
Oh, interesting.
But Ricky also desperately wants to survive, because that's always been her thing.
Yeah, we're never gonna have a good dynamic.
Yeah.
Xavier's got a lot of under his belt and has progressed in certain ways that, yeah. And the doctor too. I think you're gonna have issues with the doctor.
Mm.
I can see ways where Cedra and Ricky will either be buddy or hate each other.
Yeah, I mean,
we have a lot of different values.
So what you're all saying is basically Ricky is Gangrel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, an Anarch. Yep.
Yeah, it's just the whole moral compass thing.
Mm.
Not really fitting the Coterie.
Oh, don't worry, we'll break that down slowly.
Year and a half in. Oh yeah. We'll have to break her. The thing is, she's either going to go down the rabbit hole of being a vampire, or die because of it. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, you have to uphold the masquerade, but also this is just kind of what you are now, and so you either live with it or you are like, fuck this.
Honey, they're prey.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel sad eating a burger, unless you're a vegan. But in that
Well,
case,
yeah,
you
true.
probably haven't got the strength to lift a burger. Ba-dum-tsh. Nosgang Avian.
I think last game didn't
I want a
Isaac
burger.
refer them. Oh yeah.
I had a burger.
Oh, there was beef day the other day here. Don't ask why beef day, but there was. And one of the burger joints, Loteria, had a 6-stack burger. That tall. Probably about a foot tall. Yeah. Cheap. Wanted. Went for sushi.
I'm not asking that.
I don't know how you're supposed to eat it.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
a good way to phrase that.
Weird.
Yeah, I know what you were going to phrase it as, because that's what I said, and then I was like, good thing I'm on my own.
Yeah.
They should have called that burger the American. And they'd give you a heart attack, right?
Does it have bacon?
No.
No.
That's the weird thing with Loteria. It's just high quality beef cheese. Oh, and obviously buns. Everyone likes buns. Nice buns. And this is also the same fast food joint that you can buy a bucket of fries from.
You don't get queso in Japan.
Queso's so good.
Queso is one of the things I love about Texas. Queso is golden elixir.
It's melted
Queso
cheese with
is
other stuff in
melted
it.
Spicy cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you put salsa in it.
You'll have to link me an actual article on this because I have no clue what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, queso is amazing.
Basically, you just put cheese sauce on everything.
It's a cheese
But
dip.
it's
It's a
not
Mexican
just-
cheese
So
dip.
it's
Cheese
kind of like
sauce and salsa,
And salsa.
basically.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that Swedish one?
So good.
Oh, are you
Fondue?
thinking fondue?
Yes.
It's
Yes, but
different,
add salsa. Add salsa.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of fondue-ish, but add salsa.
I want a chocolate
Yeah,
fondue. Don't go there, Fast Cat. Nosgang Avian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see if I can work in the Sombra and all the other 13, all the other 10 clans that are left over. Where do you see Isaac going from here?
Well, I think he still needs to work his way up to be able to pursue his story. But I think sometime in the future we might see his family a little bit.
Actually, we will be touching a little bit on your story this week.
Okay.
Just a little tease.
Nice.
Groundhog. Where do you see Rhapsody going? What's in future for her?
I haven't really thought about that. Something I should be thinking about. Still figuring out where she is in the party. Still figuring out who the hell this Ricky person is. What sticks up Xavier's ass.
Yeah, if you all keep worrying about that, you're gonna have a bad time. Like,
why is
seriously.
Isaac so fucking friendly? It's like I can't even.
Position of Isaac.
Isaac's
Isaac-
a kindly old
He's
man. Don't look too deep into it.
Death
friendly
is
death.
the ever-present companion to us all.
Yes.
I literally have your character in my notes as Oblivious Oblivion. Tagline. 'Cause it's just
Death is
Stormy
the
says
friendliest
Xavier is
embrace.
yeah, like
They-
if the Camarilla Prince can deal with me, tolerate.
can the
is better
camera
word.
Prince deal with you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and she's been true. Yeah, I mean
She
we
also-
had the tense scene at the masquerade ball. I mean, where he
The
literally
prince
took
also
off a
has
silver
got the
star and
power
gave
to
it to her,
basically
but-
say, "You're dead." Quite literally.
and he's been brash to her. But I mean, there's a respect there both ways. Partly on his end because she can kill him, and on her end because she can kill him, but also because we do get shit done. Like,
What is Pandora the prince, or I keep getting that confused?
You haven't met
Stormy
the prince.
Yeah, you
That's what I thought.
Pandora is the Coterie shadow, appointed by the Ivory Tower to
Kind of our
basically be your
mentor.
go-between. Yeah,
she's our mommy.
Yeah.
yeah.
She's our M.
Because we all have vaddies, we just don't have a mommy.
We have Vummy. She's our Vummy.
That sounds like you're saying she's our vomit, and that's a very different idea. 'Cause that's just a lot of blood.
Well, thank you for bringing that up.
That was a horrible joke.
Did it make you sick? So, any questions? Anyone got any questions?
Ask us questions.
Burning questions?
Any questions? Ask us anything.
Yeah, that Saki's
I tried
really hitting you, isn't it?
Doesn't mean we'll answer.
I
Yeah,
tried lighting the
she's-
questions on fire, but they burnt up before I could read them.
We've been playing with Miss Hearts enough that I can tell when she's starting to get there.
So I'm gonna finish a whole bottle of sake tonight.
How much do you guys love Mo? Asks Mo.
Mo's kind of on our shit list at the moment. Mo's
Rhapsody
a
doesn't know who
little bit of
Mo
a
is.
Oh, I have
doing.
I have a question. We're 3 weeks into construction. How are we looking?
The deal
That's a
with
good
the
question.
construction is basically you give me the final floor plans, pictures you
done?
want to
Cool.
set the
Yeah,
scene.
so you can build up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll say 2 weeks after that. Easy as that.
Very
That was too
quick,
easy. That was too
quick.
easy of an answer.
very quick construction times.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta keep the story moving.
I mean,
Yeah.
you say that, but I'm still waiting for the floor plan.
And we've been under construction for 2 or 3
He said
weeks.
2 weeks
now.
after that. It's been 3
Yeah.
weeks, so that's 5 weeks already. It's going to be at least another couple weeks before we do this because Nitro said he wanted to do it. So I love you, Nitro. Sorry.
Nitro
Then
is
I'm
currently.
not gonna do the thing I normally do and take the project over from Nitro.
Like if it ends up being 10 or so weeks, that's still
It's still
That's
pretty
typical.
not
fast.
long.
No,
But-
that's especially for a remodel.
Yeah.
But
And we're adding
Nitro,
a basement
when-
and a second floor.
Yeah. Well,
Well, there's already a second floor. We're just remodeling the second floor.
I mean, if you're changing anything of the structure, it's going to be like 6 months. Like, if you're adding a basement, you're looking at quite a while.
I mean, it's already got a basement for, it's got a beer cellar.
Yeah. Okay.
Beer cellar slash
Extending
Which
it.
we've already
necromantic
raised the
room.
ghost in.
Nitro is currently absent this week because
You
he's
don't necessarily
hungover.
have to pass.
Hungover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm not sure if alcohol hangover or chicken related hangover, but one of them.
Oh, but those wings look so good.
They did.
Oh, my
There was
God.
chicken.
Hung over on chicken.
Okay, so here's the problem with sushi. I'm hungry.
Yes.
I need more food as well.
Yeah,
I'm
so
hungry too, and I want sushi.
Japanese
I can't
is a
have
little bit
sushi.
like Chinese, to where you can eat where you're full, and literally an hour and a half later you're hungry again. And sushi is very much that.
Although I can attest, you can just fill up on sushi for the day. Trust me.
Yeah.
Not when it costs $34.
Yeah, I wouldn't ever pay that.
That's $34 US. Jesus. I can go to my local Japanese
Yeah.
I
place
was
here.
expecting to get
15
a lot
bucks,
more
I get-
nigiri for that.
I get a nice bowl of like whatever, and it fills me up for a good 3-4 hours. It's good.
I could have got a poke bowl for like $12.
We worked it out as I pay the equivalent of 93 US cents for 2 nigiri rolls. They're not rolls, but
As I
so
say,
good.
right? But still,
I pay 93 cents for 4 tuna rolls. There you go.
I just paid $26 for 6 nigiri.
You got ripped off.
Extra 8 for California rolls with Masago on top.
I mean, I could go to a more expensive sushi shop, but why would I?
I really want queso now. Queso and fries.
I want some miso soup now.
Red, green, or white?
You know
That's
what?
good, but
I think I know something queso would not be good on.
cookies?
Sushi.
I
I don't
eat sushi
think
dipped in queso. I would try it. I'd try it.
I think it would go.
At least you all can
I'm
have
a Texan
sushi.
now. I would try it.
Is it the rice you can't eat? Well, you could
I
have
can have rice.
sashimi.
Yeah, but I mean
I
that's
can't have
not
corn
easy to
chips.
find around here really well. So
I
You
think
get a tuna steak and just lightly sear it.
just don't put queso on breakfast cereal.
wait, did you just say
Breakfast
don't put queso on cereal?
Breakfast cereal, yes.
The cereal.
Yeah,
Like
so I heard you right. Yeah, what?
Sweeties?
Someone said, like, don't put. I think I know what queso wouldn't go well with, and someone said cookies, and I'm like, okay, if you're gonna go there, why not breakfast cereal?
Yeah,
It depends on the breakfast cereal.
I think these are both.
Like Wheaties? I would put queso on Wheaties.
What about
What's
Frosted Flakes?
Wheaties?
But not Frosted
What's
Flakes.
Frosted Flakes?
Wheaties
It's their
is
word
shredded
for
wheat.
Frosties.
What's
What's
that?
Frosties? We don't have them here, I don't think.
They're great.
Oh, from Wendy's?
No, that's
What's
shredded wheat.
Wendy's?
That's,
Is it that? No,
Groundhog.
that's right. Wendy's is a milkshake bar, isn't it?
no. Wendy's is a
Groundhog.
fast food joint.
No, it's a.
Groundhog. Do you
Wendy's is
have,
a fast food
cornflakes?
joint known for a thing called Frosties, which is kind of like the super thick milkshake. It's not quite ice cream, but not quite milkshake. And
Don't
then you
ask me
dip
why,
in
but
your
fast
fries
car,
in
can you,
it. It's
can you
really
clip
good.
the milkshake thing for me, please?
No,
I found it quite
it's now
seductive.
called
I'm
Shake
sorry.
Shit and Co. here. Wendy's is now called Shake Shit and Co. here, and they do milkshakes, hot dogs, and chips.
No.
Huh.
They do burgers and everything that a regular fast food joint does, but they also have Frosties, which is just this
whole thing-
chocolate milkshake thing.
But Hooters is an owl
Yeah,
sanctuary,
Wendy's whole
right?
thing is they do square burgers.
Yeah, they do square burgers. What about Hooters?
Hooters is an owl sanctuary, right?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Hooters, no.
Hooters is a wing joint which has waitresses with big boobs.
Hooters.
I've actually
has-
never been to a Hooters. I'm afraid I'd get hired.
Do you all have Wheat Bix over there?
Yeah.
What's that?
Wheat
Oh, I
Bix.
miss Weetabix.
What's that?
It's a cereal, I suppose. I don't know how to explain it. It's healthy, but it's actually quite nice. Just drizzle some honey on it. Good shit. They have maid cafes over here, and you're not allowed to film or take pictures in the maid cafes, but one person was allowed. And I don't know if it's what you think or not, but you go in and the waitresses are wearing maid outfits or their school uniform or something, like that. And then they bring you food or drink and then they sing at you or do something. And I watched this video of it and it's like, oh my God, you've taken 10 minutes to sing a fucking song and this guy ordered an omelette. By the time you fucking finish, it's going to be fucking cold. Just give me the fucking food. I don't give a shit. Fuck that. But there's
now,
also,
Star Helix mentioned Tilted Kilt. That's kind of the women's version of Hooters.
there's a women's version
Okay.
of maid cafes too.
Tilted Kilt is the women's version of Hooters. It's the upscale version of Hooters.
Really?
I wouldn't
Every
call it
Tilted Kilt I've
women.
been to. I mean, it's men in kilts and men in kilts.
No,
It's
Tilted Kilt
good
is not
thing.
men in kilts. No. Tilted Kilt is women in kilts.
Every
Yeah.
Tilted
Oh, wait.
Kilt I've been
They
into
have
is
these,
men
like,
in
really-
kilts.
Really?
It may have been called something else, but Tilted Kilt is
No, it's
an upscale Hooters. I've been to about 9 of them. Phoenix has
Maybe
the best
I've only
one.
been to 2. I've only been to 2, but yeah, there were men working there,
Why don't you
and
just go to a
they were
strip
wearing
joint?
kilts and
Why don't you just go to a strip joint?
Exactly.
Don't try and mix the two when neither are particularly good. Just
Go to a,
yes,
yeah.
Mr. Whippy is most definitely in the UK. There's an urban legend about Mr. Whippy that's completely false, that Margaret Thatcher invented Mr. Whippy and she did not.
We also have Mr. Whippy here. It's
What's
great.
Mr. Whippy?
Soft ice cream.
Yeah, it's a ice cream bag.
Okay.
It's wonderful. It's not.
It's
not an S&M
You
club.
should do an image search for Kilt to Kill.
Oh god.
See me after.
So
They do have guys, but it's a lot more women for sure.
So, what I'm hearing
maybe
here
I
is you're
just
trying
came
to
first
integrate
to the
the
guys that
disappointing
killed.
experience of a strip joint with mediocre food. Is that what,
Well, it's
what we're
not
going
even.
for here?
It's not even the disappointment of a strip club, because as I understand it, they do not take any items of clothing off. It just might be slightly revealing.
Yes, that's all it is. That's what
Yeah, it's just
you
nice.
go to a strip club and you just go, well, there's that, I guess.
How did we get to this point in
Oh,
the
I hear
conversation? It's a good
I
question.
don't know.
So I have actually never been to a Hooters.
I've never been
Neither
to a
have I.
Hooters either.
Twice.
But I've always heard that they have good food.
Their wings are supposedly really good. I don't like them,
That's what I've heard.
but wings
I
are their
thought
big
Twin
thing.
Peaks was a
Burgers are their
show.
second.
I've never been to Twin Peaks.
Anyway, any other related
How did we
questions?
get to this?
How did we?
Xavier's going to invest in the Dick's restaurant chain.
You know,
Okay.
that's something that Cedar would put money into.
Yeah, like that's a legit thing too, by the way. Just Dick's.
See,
I did
Cedar-
not start this with the maid cafe.
That's a burger
No.
joint in Seattle.
Yeah, it's a
There's
sit-down restaurant.
called Dirty
Yeah,
Dick.
but it's just Dick's.
Yeah.
Dick's Last Resort, I think, is what it's called.
Oh,
I think I
Oh,
got
yeah,
onto
yeah.
this
Place,
through
I remember
Wendy's.
isn't their whole shtick that they're just like assholes to you?
Yeah,
Like all the
they make
waiters
you
and
chef's
waitresses
hats and
were
draw
just rude
penises
to
on
you.
them and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
so it's basically any restaurant in the
Yeah.
UK. This is
Not
fucking
great.
food.
Never been.
Fuck off.
But with more flavor?
Yeah,
Less fried grease.
No.
I thought that was just American food.
When was the last time you had some velvet taco?
you velvet.
So there is a restaurant in Austin called the Velvet Taco. I have
Really?
been there, but I haven't eaten any of their tacos.
What's velvet taco?
Are you
I know
asking about the
that-
restaurant or the euphemism?
We have velvet
Yes.
burger here, but not velvet
Yeah,
taco.
it just went whoop.
Yep.
I
Velvet Taco is a
understand.
euphemism for a
Oh,
certain
I
anatomy.
understand from what you're saying, but I'm also just
Why do all our
completely
screens
being
end like
oblivious.
this?
Fast Card asked it, so it was the euphemism.
Yeah.
So,
I'm allowed to be
swiftly
completely oblivious.
moving swiftly along. Very swiftly. Game this week is day later than normal on Saturday.
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 Yeah.
Sunday.
Sunday for
Saturday
us.
for
Yeah,
North
Sunday
America.
for Groundhog and
Hey,
I.
woo, America!
Vancouver by
America.
Night is also streaming on the 4th. So if we have any overlay or anything like that, we'll raid them, of course, because Vancouver by Night has always been very good to us and they run a damn good game. If you haven't watched the charity stream, which was last week, they had Matthew Mercer on, they had Melee Damage on, they had other people on that I don't really know the name of, but Melee Damage was on there. Did I mention Melee Damage? Anyway, check that out. She's my second celebrity crush, Ms. Hearts. Do you want to know who the first
Second
is?
celebrity.
Yeah, you're the first.
I thought, oh God, I can't remember her name now. Burlesque
Dita Von
dancer.
Teese.
Yes, I thought she was your first.
She's no. I mean, technically, she was the first celebrity crush I had, but now it's Ms. Hart's melee damage.
Thank you. By the way, I had tickets to both see and do a photo op with Dita Von Teese before this whole coronavirus thing started. Granted, I've met her before, but that was before she was big.
Well, damn. No. Moving on again. From the Velvet Taco. Tina, where can we find you outside of Burning Questions?
Discord.
Ms. Hart, where can we find you outside of Burning Questions?
God, why do you do me so early? So you can find me as Ms. Hartz, MZHARTZ, everywhere. I'm easier to deal with after I've had less sake. I also do I Want My 80s show on Tuesdays on the Base Radio at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I probably do other things I can't remember. Oh, if I can pimp myself.
Of course.
Oh.
I also have started a new company. I'm trying to go into business for myself. Gibo Promo does promotional products and graphic design. So if you need anything like t-shirts, pens, mugs, things that you might want a logo or design on, contact me. Let me know.
Do you have a link that you could provide for us, please?
gibopromo.com. I will type it in chat.
And for an example of your work, you've done some of the overlays for us, and you did the new Hedgegoth logo as well.
Yes, with the actual goth in it, or the actual hedgehog in it.
Tavi, where can we find you outside of Burning Questions? That was hard for me to say.
I need to get my butt back to streaming. I am on Tavi the Wolfus on Twitch, spelled with Yeah, I did it with underscores. So I can put links in chat, right?
Yeah, of course.
Tavi the Wolfus. And most of my social media links are off of there. Where am I on Twitter? Twitter.com/
Tavi, I think it's the same.
Tavi Wolf. I think on Twitter it's just Tavi Wolf. Right? No,
It's nice
there's
when
actually
no one
somebody
else
named
steals.
Tavi Wolf. We'll forget that.
Tavi_wolf.
Oh, mine has an underscore. Who the heck is this dude who actually is named Tavi Wolf? What the hell?
This is... What was it? How do you say it?
That looks like a casserole dish.
Queso?
Yeah, it looks like
Oh,
vomit.
Queso?
Queso in the Discord.
That's
Yes,
apparently
I
queso.
know!
Oh, it's cheese,
That looks like sick.
though. It's cheese.
It looks like cheese snot.
Melted
This is what I was thinking. It just looks like a pile of cheese snot.
It looks like sick.
It is. It's amazing. It's
Oh, wait.
melted cheese.
It looks like crap, but I'll take your word for it being good.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
that's
so
exactly. It looks kind of like vomit, but it tastes like cheese.
Yeah, basically take a liquid cheese, like a melty.
It looks
a
like
melty
vomit,
cheese,
but it tastes
Pasta.
like cheese.
It's like cheese.
mash them together.
It
go
looks
pick
like
them
vomit,
out.
but it tastes like cheese. If I wanted to eat cheese, I would eat cheese.
But it's melty, gooey, cheesy goodness.
Look,
How is
before
no
you
one
judge
getting
it,
on the
just like
queso
me,
train
okay?
with me here?
I'm
That's
all
not-
about the queso.
Last
I love
Nos
queso.
Gangavian. Where can we find you outside of Burning
Um,
Questions?
Well, you can find me playing London's Burning with all these wonderful people, and you can find me in the Discord. Sometimes you might have to at me. It
Links
takes me a while to get back.
either side of my balls, not bowls.
He doesn't accept calendar invitations?
Ain't that the fucking
I
truth?
accepted today.
Him
right
and Nitro.
now.
It's okay. You're not the only one.
Groundhog. Never taken 10 minutes to go around the table. Where can we find you outside of burning questions?
I'm just side eyeing Tavi right now
What are you side-eyeing me for?
because you don't know how to accept Google Calendar invites either.
I only just now found out where the Google Calendar was.
Is there any of that sake left?
You get an email.
You're gonna need
No,
some.
Actually,
Get an
there's
email.
like maybe
in
one
the
shot left.
Discord every time Shiver would ask what my availability was.
You can find me on Twitter at Groundhog20101. I'll put these in chat. And I occasionally, very, very occasionally, at this point, stream on my own Twitch channel. I'll be probably trying to start to stream more. I just do some games, talk politics occasionally, stuff like that. And I'm also on the Discord, as with everyone else.
And the links either side of my legs.
Legs.
Balls,
You
not
should
bowls.
Have
So we'll see you for London's Burning, hopefully, on Saturday, probably in your time zone. Check the schedule, again, either side of my inner thighs.
we have a schedule down there?
We do. I update the schedule every week.
Do we? Do we? We
Yeah.
have a schedule?
For the 2 shows that we do at the moment. But we will be expanding soon.
We don't have a schedule.
Thank you all for coming.
I don't.
You should do.
Nope.
Well,
From memory, we don't.
balls, not bowls.
We'll have a schedule.
I'm looking
We'll
for it,
fix that.
guys. I'll find it.
By the time we find the schedule, it'll be time for the game. Toodles for now. Thank you all for coming.
Bye.
Bye. Oh wait, I can actually do this.
Have a good night.